Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with this basic chord here. I'm just going to automate the cutoff and the release time as it builds up here. Yeah, I'm debating whether or not I should just draw them in or whether I should record them in. It's always better to record it because then you get a much more natural feel. It takes longer, but it sounds better in the end. And the cutoff, you just solo this. Ooh. Right, so there's obviously modulation or something somewhere. Pitch bend. Nope. Go on. Okay. Why? All right, well, let's just reset the modulation. So I'll put it back down to 0. Draw one there too. That's interesting. Try and draw one here, and they're appearing over there. Okay, so let's just select this one, shall we? Draw on modulation, set it to 0. Oh, you know what it is. It's this. We had automating the pitch bend when I had the EXS24 only being the pitch bend was set at 2 semitones when we've now set it to 12 semitones. So our 25% modulation that was modulating 2 semitones is now 25% modulation changing 12 semitones. So let's just leave this off for now. I may go back and adjust it, but for now, we'll just leave this off and we'll continue on as per normal. I'll undo my modulation here. Okay, back to this where we automate the cutoff. I wanted to hear how much effect the cutoff had. Yeah, not a whole lot. Okay, so we'll just draw it. We'll draw this one in and then I'll automate the release time because that's a little more finicky. And so now we get the EXS, and we're going to want to do global filter is what I want. Filter cutoff specifically. And we can zoom in here, and I will just go and create a node here and create a node here. I'll just bring that up like this. And if we listen through, you can see the cutoff coming up now. And maybe we'll add a little bit of a curve. And then we'll do the same on this one here. Just create a new node. And then maybe just another node at the end here, just to finally sweep it all up near the end. All right, that's it for that. And now I'm going to automate the release time on it. Okay, and then for this one too. missed that one there. It's all right. We'll dump that down. Cut it there. It was at about 2 and a bit milliseconds release, which should be fine. Right, so that doesn't cut off the envelope. That will only apply the envelope to the next note that's played, as from what it sounds like anyway. So if I just play the first little note, actually what I might do, which would solve all our problems, is start chopping it up a little bit. Thinking that we might want to do no, don't copy is that we could just repeat it like this, and we'll do the same with the chords. Then I'll bring this back down for this last one. Yeah, it's still doing it. And I'm going to undo all that because it just isn't doing it. Yep, that's it. All right. So we can actually, what if we adjust the filter cutoff down here as well? Oh, will that slice it all off at the end? Nope. All right. So if I want to view multiple automation channels, if I hold down Option and click this, then it shows me everything that's automated, which is quite handy. So what I think needs to happen is, that's not going to work either. What I could do is just automate the volume of it. But maybe we'll just do that. We'll leave it down for a while. And you can go back to normal. What was it at before? 8. Right, so I'm going to trim off the last little bits of both of these. That. So we can get that in there. And I'm going to turn you on and shrink it down a bit like we did in the last one. And leave the chords there. And then we're going to bring over. These impacts again. I can probably just actually copy that. And oops. Put them one channel up. There we go. So move that to there. Yes, we'll copy the automation data. that's a bit better. Again, do different effects. We're just doing this because it's quick and easy. If you want to make your track really stand out, you gotta change up your effects, change up everything, keep it interesting, and that's the name of the game. So, where are we at now? We've got the little break here. Let's do it just from this breakdown. We'll see what else needs to get changed. Oop, I left it untouched. So what I did there is I've just moved the impact over, and I'm going to stretch out the snare. We'll see how that sounds. Good. Something, yeah, that's what we need. We need the snares to go and hit on every hit. So copy that over and zoom in a bit. Now I want the snares hitting on the downbeat as well. That. Only, that's what I do. Man, it falls apart there, doesn't it? All right, so let's fix this up. There we go. Okay, and since this is after the big break, let's, before I forget, let's just go Command D. We're going to duplicate this, and we're going to call this Anoyo 2, because that's what it's going to be. And what I would like to do is basically just duplicate this and have it playing a different octave, I think. I could do it on here. You may be asking yourself, well, why don't you just duplicate the notes in here? Well, because this is legato. And if I duplicate the notes in here, we won't be able to do any of the glides and stuff that it's doing because we'll have to make it polyphonic. So we have to duplicate the channel. But before I do that, I want to make sure that this pitch bend stuff is nice and sounds decent because we're going to have to replicate that. And if it sounds bad now, it's going to sound twice as bad when we're doing it with two different instruments. So let's get it down pat until it sounds good. That's fine. That's a bit premature, I think. We can just leave that. Go on. That's fine, except for this little warble here, which I can grab and erase. Okay, there's where the trouble starts. So that's obviously not 0. It's now. Fix that one. Okay, sold. So let's grab this one. Just drag it down. Yeah, might as well move the automation. And now we will pitch it up, pitch it down. What will we do? We could try it down. And here's another lovely thing about copying tracks and duplicating them is that, remember way back when I told you the sidechain doesn't get copied over? That's why it's so quiet, because we're compressing it by 50 dB with no sidechain. Whoa! So what we'll do, just to make that even more different, is we'll apply some modulation, perhaps, maybe a chorus to it. On this one, we're not gonna sweep up like that because that's just a little too much. All right, so a couple more quick automations for the end here. I'm going to crank up the release time a little bit on this one, and then we'll maybe do the filter trick as well again. There we go. No, I don't like that one. It's too high. We'll do it on the top one here. No, we won't. We'll leave it. We'll put a swoosh at the end instead of having them delay off like that. And we'll just copy that to there. Sure. And that's a down sweep. What's this guy doing? Yeah, okay, that's rising up. And yeah, I don't want that there. Okay, so now, one of the handy things in Logic is the ability to right-click on a MIDI note and get all these cool little functions. So what I'm going to use is a trim note end to selected because I've selected them all. So that forces the legato. And it says, yeah, some of them appear like chords. Well, because they are, so let's keep them. So now what it's done is it's dragged everything out except for this one. There we go. And so now they'll be held legato chords. Whoops, way too far away. Yeah, do I have this riser ending on the wrong one? It looks like I do, and yes, I do. So that's going to get moved over to there. Yes, move the automation, and I'm going to shrink that down so we can get this snare hit there as well. That whole bit now sounds like... That might be a bit too much of that part. Okay, so that part needs some work, and we're going to leave that for the next video. I'll see you then.